and I am the founder and CEO for WIMA, which is Women in Manufacturing and Allied Industry. At WIMA, we have taken a mission to empower 1 million women in manufacturing and allied industry through skilling, through networking, through employability, through mentoring, and through the support as a part of the WIMA skilling session, where we do two sessions in a month through the webinars. Today, where we are going to have a soft skill session, and that's where we invite our viewers. If you have any question you'd like to ask about the session today, please do put it in the chat. We are going to take the session question at the end of the session. But before we start on the session, I would like to tell you that the session today is going to be very interesting. The session is going to be taken by our guest speaker today, Mr. Sundaram, and it is about a very interesting topic. It is about ancient wisdom for the modern minds, about inner auditing. And what exactly is inner auditing? What are we going to learn? So, in this session, we are going to explore the inner clarity, how clear we are about the self awareness, about the ancient wisdom that can help you strengthen your leadership mindset, improve your decision making, and build a very stress free productive thinking, which is required by all the organizations today. So, with this, I would like to introduce our life coach today, Mr. Sundaram. Mr. Sundaram is an executive coach. He is also a business coach, a cybersecurity consultant, and an AI trainer with a distinguished 20 plus years of leadership career in the Indian Navy. Currently progressing, he is doing his ICF PCC accreditation as well. He combines the leadership coaching, project management, cybersecurity governance, agile transformation, and AI enablement to help leaders achieve measurable businesses outcomes. His expertise spans across the BFSI sector, fintech, healthcare, defense, manufacturing, logistics, and the other technology sectors. So now, with more, I would like to invite Mr. Sundaram. Mr. Sundaram, thank you for joining us and thank you for sharing. Again, as I said, I would like my viewers who are listening to us today, if you have any question, please put it in the chat. We are going to take your question at the end. Also, those people who would like to get connected with the WIMA, you can always visit our website www.wima.co.in. You can become a mentor with us, or you can become our member, and you can also access the various opportunities with WIMA. So, over to you, Mr. Sundaram.
Good evening, madam. Thank you so much for your kind words. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Before today's session, I'd like to offer my respect and warmest wishes to every woman present here and to every woman across the world. Today is not just an opportunity to conduct a webinar. It is a privilege to stand before women who are creators, nurturers, innovators, leaders, and silent warriors. On behalf of every man who has been loved, guided, protected, encouraged, or inspired by a woman, I offer my deepest gratitude. Dear ladies, this none of us exist without a woman. Every one of us entered this world through others' courage. Every one of us has been touched by the love of a sister, the companionship of your wife, the laughter of your daughter, the wisdom of your grandmother, the guidance of a teacher, or the kindness. Dear madam, women are not merely society. They are very force that sustains it. You represent creation. You represent compassion. You represent strength wrapped in gentleness. You represent resilience dressed in grace. I tell you, extraordinary things of women. Your body transforms through different seasons of life. You embrace responsibilities that often go unseen. You balance family, work, dreams, relationships, and countless expectations. Time and again, you rise. Not because life is easy, but because your spirit is stronger than your circumstances. That quiet strength deserves not just appreciation, but admiration. May I invite you to reflect on one simple question. Imagine of any human life. When achievements no matter, titles lose their importance, when wealth cannot buy one breath, when the body prepares to part from life itself, you tell me, who does the heart search for? It does not search for a bank balance, believe me. It does not search for business. It searches for love. It longs to see the faces that made life meaningful. For many, that face is a mother. Very recently, I lost her. For others, it is a wife, a daughter, a sister, the light of their life. Trust me, this is not imagination. This is not philosophy. This is human. This is the language of love. And perhaps that is the greatest reminder of all. The greatest influence. It is not position. It is not possession. It is the love we give and the love we leave behind. Today, however, this is not about celebrating only women do for others. It is something even more important. It is about caring for the person behind every role you play. Today we journey inward. The most important audit we will ever conduct is not our business, not our finances, not our performance, but of our own inner world. So, ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you to the ancient wisdom for modern minds, inner auditing for women entrepreneurs. The central theme is that if every successful entrepreneur audits her finances, inventory, customers, and business processes, but how often do we audit the one asset that determines every decision we make? Our own mind. How does it work? The big idea, every business has 4 audits: financial audit, operational audit, quality audit, compliance audit. But the ancient wisdom asks us to add one more audit, that is inner audit. Not am I making money. Instead, am I making wise decisions? Not am I busy. Instead, am I effective? Not am I successful. Instead, am I peaceful while succeeding? I repeat this word. Am I peaceful while succeeding? So, this is a broad spectrum inner audit. I call this as there are three departments within us, within you: inner kitchen, inner toolbox, inner war room. Yes. Let's see one by one. What do they do? Inner audit. Dear ladies, whether you are joining from India, the Middle East, Europe, the United States, or anywhere else in the world, thank you for investing this next hour in yourself. Because today, we are not going to talk about marketing, we are not going to talk about finance, we are not going to talk about artificial intelligence. We are going to talk about something that quietly influences every one of those things, the person behind the business. I have a simple question for you. How many of you audit your business? You look at your bank statements, you review your sales, you analyze customer feedback, you check quality, you monitor compliance. As entrepreneurs, we have become experts at auditing everything around us. But what was the last time you audited your own mind? Just your own thoughts, your own emotions, your own energy, your own inner conversations. That is today's journey. And I call it the inner audit. Now, I would like to begin with a small imagination exercise. Please don't close your eyes. Please don't close your eyes. Just imagine. Imagine that inside every one of us, there is an invisible organization, not a company registered with the government, a company that has been operating since the day we were born. This invisible organization has many departments. Today, I would like to introduce you to the first is what I call the inner kitchen. The second, the inner toolbox. Third, the inner war room. And finally, the most important department, the inner audit office. Let's see one by one. The inner kitchen. Let's begin with the kitchen. Every home has one. Some kitchens produce nourishing food. Some produce junk food. Now imagine your mind has a kitchen. Every morning, before you have even had your first cup of coffee, the kitchen has already started cooking. Thought after thought, thought after thought, conversation after conversation. Some recipes sound like this: I will never be good enough. I am already behind. Everyone else is doing better. I'm too old. What if I fail? Those are mental fast foods. Please understand. Easy to consume, difficult to digest. Now, imagine a different recipe. What can I learn today? Who can I help today? What opportunity might I be missing? What I am grateful for? How can I grow through this challenge? When you cook such kind of foods, when you generate that kind of thoughts, notice something. The world doesn't smell your thoughts directly, but it often experiences their consequences. Your inner kitchen, if your inner kitchen is filled with the bitterness, your words may carry that bitterness. If your inner kitchen is filled with the hope, your leadership often reflects that hope. Modern psychology similarly suggests that our habitual thought patterns influence our emotions, decisions, and behaviors. So, here, today's first inner auditing question. Today's first inner auditing question. What has been cooking in your inner kitchen lately? Kindly introspect. Inner toolbox. What do we mean by that? Now let's walk into another room. There is one more room within you, the inner toolbox. Every entrepreneur owns tools, laptops, smartphones, accounting software, artificial intelligence, marketing dashboards. But imagine that inside you is another toolbox. When life becomes difficult, which tool do you automatically reach for? Some people reach for anger, some reach for blame, some reach for self doubt, some reach for avoidance. Those are tools. Those are tools. Your anger, blame, self doubt, avoidance. Unfortunately, they are not very effective. Ancient wisdom suggests cultivating different kind of tools. My dear ladies, please listen. Patience, discernment, compassion, courage, presence. Most important, presence. Modern psychology would describe those learnable skills related to emotional regulation, cognitive flexibility, and resilience. The wonderful news, these tools improve with practice, just as muscles strengthen with exercise. Okay, so not only going to the gym to strengthen the external muscles, we'll have to strengthen the internal muscles also. Now we come to inner war room. We have seen the kitchen, the toolbox, now the inner war room. So let's visit the room we all hope we won't need too often, in the inner war room. Every business has a crisis room. Every markets fall. When clients leave, when cash flow becomes very tight, emergency meetings begin. Inside us, we also have an emergency room. When something unexpected happens, what is the first voice that speaks? Is it panic? Is it panic or pause? Ancient traditions often encourage creating a space between an event and our response. I repeat the sentence. Ancient traditions often encourage creating a space between an event and our response. Modern neuroscience suggests that when we pause, when we hold back, when we step back, we give our brains executive functions a better chance to guide our actions rather than letting automatic stress responses take over. This doesn't mean we stop feeling fear. It means fear no longer has to make every decision. So, bottom line, ladies and gentlemen, whenever some problem arises, when you are going to about to burst out, hold on, hold on, pause for a moment, pause for a few moments. Then there a magic happens. So now we arrive at the office that oversees everything, the inner auditor. Inner auditor is not the inner critic. The critic says within you, the critic says you failed. Whereas the auditor is asking, what can I learn? What can I learn? The critic attacks, whereas the auditor investigates. The critic creates shame. The auditor creates growth. This is where ancient wisdom and modern leadership meet. Then, one more thing, very important thing, the inner garden. You don't manufacture a garden. You cannot do it. You cultivate it. You cultivate it. If you water weeds, weeds grow. If you water flowers, flowers grow. Your thoughts are the seeds. Your habits are the water. Your attention is the sunlight. Your character is the harvest. That image creates natural conclusion. The business you build may become your legacy. The business you build may become your legacy, but the inner garden you cultivate determines the kind of person who builds it. Here, I would like to run through the tools which are given by the ancient wisdom. All these tools are your inner toolbox. Inner toolbox. Ancient wisdom has given in one form, the same thing has been packaged in a different form by the modern science. Ancient wisdom calling it as observe your thoughts. Modern science, metacognition. Ancient wisdom control the breath. Modern science, autonomic nervous system. Likewise, it goes. Ancient wisdom says silence the mind, master your emotions, live consciously, know yourself, detachment, compassion. All these things have been told to the universe thousands of years ago. And one thing I tell you, ladies and gentlemen, India is the leader. Indians are the leaders. This is we who taught to the world. It could be United Kingdom, it could be United States of America, it could be Europe, it could be South Africa, any part of the world. We are the coach for the whole world. So please feel proud of it. The ancient wisdom has given everything. We have given to the whole world, and modern science packaged it in a different form and selling it us. Our ancient wisdom called it as master your emotions. Now the modern science says emotional intelligence. We are the original. They are our subscribers. Okay, that is the difference. Yes. So please understand, once again I'm stressing it, this is a very important point. Thoughts produce feelings, feelings produce choices, choices produce habits, habits produce character, character produce leadership. A leader will produce success. I tell you a simple story. If I plant a mango seed today, will I get mangoes tomorrow? No. First, a tiny seed goes into the soil, nobody notices it. Days pass, nothing appears above the ground. People may even think nothing is happening. But beneath the surface, life has already begun. Already begun. A tiny invisible root starts growing, and weeks later, a small shoot emerges. Months later, branches appear. Years later, flowers bloom. Then comes the fruit. Then comes the fruit. Now, here is the interesting part. Nobody eats the seed. Nobody admires the roots. Nobody takes selfies with the trunk. Everyone wants the mango, but the mango exists only because of the invisible journey that happened underneath. Our, our lives work exactly the same way. Thoughts not visible, feelings are not visible, choices are not visible, habits are not visible, but character will be visible. Leadership will be visible. Leadership will be visible. Success will be visible. So, ladies and gentlemen, you are seeing two columns: stress, confusion, reactive, and fear. In the other side, clarity, confidence, purpose, and calmness. My friends, imagine driving a car in a heavy rain. The windshield is fogged up. The road has not changed. Your destination has not changed. Your driving skills have not changed. Only thing that has changed is your visibility. Why? Because the windshield is fogged up. The moment you switch on the defogger, nothing outside changes, but suddenly you see clearly. That is exactly what inner auditing does. It doesn't always change your circumstances. It changes your clarity. And when clarity comes, confidence follows. When confidence follows, your purpose becomes visible. And when purpose becomes visible, calmness naturally replaces fear. So, the greatest traffic jam is never on the road, it is inside the mind. Replace the stress with clarity, confidence, reactive with purpose, calmness with fear. So, dear ladies, this is a beautiful sentence. I would like to share it with you. The distance between stress and serenity is not measured in kilometers. The distance between stress and serenity is not measured in kilometers. It is measured in awareness. It is measured in awareness. Awareness is the inner auditor. Inner auditor is awareness. The moment we begin to audit our inner world, confusion becomes clarity, fear becomes courage, and reaction becomes response. Can you see this? Observe, reflect, learn, improve, and repeat. Dear ladies, you all must be traveling in the plane. Every commercial pilot, no matter how experienced, follows the same checklist before every flight. Same checklist. Observe the instruments. Reflect on every reading. Learn if something is unusual. Improve by correcting it. Repeat for every flight. Imagine if a pilot said, I checked it yesterday, so I don't need to check today. Would you board that flight? If the pilot is saying like that, would you board the flight? Life is no different. Life is no different. You'll have to check yourself every day. When you get up in the morning, observe yourself. Observe your body. Observe your mind. This is called inner auditing. So there are some tools I would like to share it with you. They look so simple, people tend to ignore it. This is the problem with this. Okay. So kindly have a morning conscious breathing for about 5 minutes. Surya Namaskar, please do it 10 minutes. Mindful eating. Whenever you have food, have a mindful eating. Silent sitting meditation. Daily, kindly sit for 10 to 20 minutes peacefully. Just sit. Close your eyes, sit. Enough. Don't worry about anything. Close your eyes and sit. So, gratitude practice, nature walk, digital sunset, loving kindness meditation, evening reflection, yearly sleep routine. I will talk a few words on each and every one of that as much as possible. So, when I'm talking about morning conscious breathing, you can talk about this for days together. For days together. There are a lot to be discussed, lot to be shared. So, in short, sit comfortably, inhale slowly through the nose for about 4 seconds, exhale gently through the nose for about 6 seconds, repeat for 5 to 10 minutes. People don't do it regularly. Why? Because we don't know the byproduct of that, the consequences of that. Okay. So the traditional yoga teaches that the breath influences the flow of prana. Modern research also suggests that slow breathing can activate the parasympathetic nervous system, thereby helping reduce stress and improve attention. Reduce stress and improve attention. Surya Namaskar, everybody know that. See, this activate, the Surya Namaskar activates all the chakras at a time. All the chakras at a time. So please do it. Perform 6 to 12 rounds at a comfortable pace. It will give you an energized body throughout the day. Mindful eating. Eat without television or phone. Chew slowly. Notice the flavors and textures. Stop eating when comfortably satisfied. This practice cultivates awareness and may improve digestion and reduce overeating. Silent meditation. This is also every religion has spoken about it. Every religion, you name the god, you name the religion, they talked about silent meditation. Buddhism highly propagated this. Very simple, 10 to 20 minutes. Sit comfortably, observe your breath. Observe your breath. When thoughts arise, notice them and return attention to the breath without judgment. The goal is not to eliminate thoughts. Please understand. The goal is not to eliminate thoughts, but to strengthen the attention. Gratitude practice. Gratitude practice. Every evening, write 3 things that went well today. One person you appreciate. One lesson you learned. This shifts attention toward positive experiences without denying life's challenges. This is a very good practice. Walk in nature. Spend about 20 minutes outdoors. Please do not listen to music. Do not listen to YouTube. Do not talk over the phone. Observe. Observe trees, wind, birds, clouds, and natural sounds. The emphasis on presence rather than exercise performance. Digital sunset, the most important point, what I would like to insist, modern habit inspired by natural rhythms emphasized in Ayurveda. 1 hour before sleep, put away the phone, avoid social media, read a physical book, stretch yourself gently, practice quiet breathing. Reducing bright screen exposure before bed often supports better sleep quality. So, loving kindness meditation, loving kindness meditations. It is highly propagated by Buddhism. Repeat silently every day. May I be peaceful. May I be peaceful. May I be healthy. May I live with ease. Then extend the same wishes to family, friends, neutral people, difficult people, and all living beings. This practice is associated with increased compassion and positive emotional states. Evening reflection, it is a very good exercise. This will increase your perception. Ask yourself, what energized me today? What energized me today? What drained me? What did I learn? What will I improve tomorrow? Over the time, this builds awareness of habits and environments that influence your energy. As much as possible, sleep before 10:30 p.m. A consistent bedtime supports recovery, memory, and mood. While traditional texts recommend aligning with the natural day-night cycles, the most important evidence habit is maintaining a regular sleep schedule that provides enough total sleep. Okay. So every day, you please ask 7 daily questions. This is already I talked about it, but even then, I would like to put it in a pattern. If you want, you can take a snap of the slide. You can take a photograph. Very good practice it is. What gave me energy today? What drained my energy? What gave me energy? What drained my energy? What emotion visited me most? The whole day, what kind of emotion visited me? We are using the word visited. Why? Because um, emotion belong to us, but we don't belong to the emotions. They come and go. They come and go. So, what emotion visited me? Did I react or did I respond? Did I react or did I respond? Was I fully present with at least one person? Was I fully present with at least one person? When you ask this question repeatedly, you will know about yourself. You will know about yourself. And what I'm grateful for. What I'm grateful for. What one thing will I improve tomorrow? Plan for tomorrow. Tomorrow, what can I improve? So when you ask this 7 question repeatedly, this becomes your personal audit report. You will have a very vast feeling of improvement, better productivity, and the relationship also will improve. I would like to read a poem, a beautiful one. This I wanted to share with you people. Pretty women wonder where my secret lies. I'm not cute or built to suit a fashion model size. But when I start to tell them, they think I'm telling lies. I say, it is in the reach of my arms, the span of my hips, the stride of my step, the curl of my lips. I am a woman phenomenally. Phenomenal woman. That's me. I just walked into a room, just as cool as you please, and to a man, the fellow stand or fall down on their knees. Then they swam around me, a hive of honeybees. I say, it is the fire in my eyes and the flash of my teeth, the swing in my waist and the joy in my feet. I am a woman phenomenally, phenomenal woman, that is me. Man, men themselves have wondered what they see in me. They try so much, but they can't touch my inner mystery. When I try to show them, they say they still can't see. I say it is in the arch of my back, the sun of my smile, the red of my breast, the grace of my child. I am a woman phenomenally, phenomenal woman, that is me. Now you understand just why my head is not bowed. Now you understand just why my head is not bowed. I don't shout or jump about or have to talk real loud. When you see me passing, I ought to make you proud. I say, it is in the click of my heels, the bend of my hair, the palm of my hand, the need of my care, because I am a woman phenomenally. Phenomenal woman, that is me. Ladies and gentlemen, for the esteemed ladies, I wanted to share this poetry. Now, this is the most important thing I want to tell you. It is very close to my heart. Ships do not argue with the lighthouse. Ships do not argue with the lighthouse. The lighthouse does not chase ships. The lighthouse does not chase ships. It simply stands. It simply stands. Still, steady, present. People trust leaders who remain calm during uncertainty. I repeat, people trust leaders who remain calm during uncertainty. Not because they never feel stress, but because they respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively. Rather than react impulsively. So, I come to the end of the webinar. Now, there must be one question in few women's mind. All this thing seems to be very well known. Yes, I agree. But do we follow it? Does it come to our mind? Do we teach our children? Do we teach this to our children? It is something like that. People always say, sir, this content is always in the phone. I can anytime pick it up and read it. It is in the phone, yes. But do we know it? Every commercial bank is having a lot of money, crores of money. Money is in the banks. But do you have that money in your account? Likewise, content is in the phone. But do we understand it? Do we know it? If you know it, are you doing it? When you know it, when you do it, you become that. You become that. You are that. You are that. When you become that, it is known to the whole world. You don't have to tell. You don't have to say that you are the leader. You don't have to give a visiting card saying that you are the leader. People will understand before your arrival. People will understand your presence before your arrival. People will listen before you speak. People will see you closing their eyes. If you are doing the inner auditing properly within you, people will see you even when their eyes are closed. People will listen to you even when you are not talking. Ladies and gentlemen, very, very important thing I want to tell you. I am a great Bhakt of Mother Teresa. I have gone to the Calcutta, I saw the ashram. Just 150 square, one wooden cot, no mattress, one table, one chair, one small table lamp. Nothing else. One Bible. Mother Teresa ashramam in 160 countries. The largest organization in the world. 160 countries. Charity organization. Once, the foreign journalists, they interviewed Mother Teresa. They were asked, Mother, we do prayers when we are free for 10-15 minutes. But you always pray, 24 hours you pray. You take a break and give some instruction and go back to prayer. You pray for hours. Again you take a break. Come for 5 minutes, give some instructions, supervise something, and you go back to prayer. What do you do? What do you pray in your prayers? What do you ask the God 24 hours into 7? 24 into 7 you are praying. What do you ask? What do you talk? Mother said, I don't talk. Journalist asked, you don't talk. Then what do you do? She said, I remain silent. They are surprised. Oh, you remain silent. Agreed. Understood. What does the God do? What does he speak 24 hours? 24 into 7? Mother said, no children. God also doesn't speak. Now the journalist is confused. You don't speak. God doesn't speak. But 24 into 7 you are praying. He is also not talking. You are also not talking. You are also in silence. God also in silence. Then what happens? What transforms? What do you understand? What does the God understand? Mother said, you be in silent, you will understand. Dear ladies and gentlemen, silence is the most powerful weapon. Silence is the most powerful weapon. The more and more you practice, you expand beyond your imagination. You expand beyond your imagination. The great philosopher Rumi says, silence is a divine language. Silence is a divine language. Rest all a weak translations. Rest all a weak translation. Jesus says, in stillness you find me. In stillness you find me. So, I would like to close this webinar with two things. The inner auditing can be done by the best auditor, that is you, when you are in silence. When you are in silence. And another one tool, before you speak, listen to yourself. Very confusing, huh? Yes? No. Before you speak, you listen to yourself. These two things, I love it like anything. It is very difficult to practice. This is the most difficult thing on this earth to practice. Remaining in silence, listen to yourself before you speak. And I would request you all to practice as and when possible. The ancient wisdom, it is a heaven which is available to you always. Okay, enjoy the heaven, share it to your children, friends. Okay, make them um, the habit of reading it, applying it. People do read it. I also read it, but application is more important. Do we apply? Do we apply? Do we practice? That is more important. As long as we don't practice, any knowledge is not much useful. Okay. Now there are only 9 minutes are there. I've taken so much of time, and I thank you so much, Madam Patak, for the wonderful opportunity. Though I have not seen your faces, I feel the oneness today. I absolutely feel the oneness. I
Uh,
am with you all.
thank
You are with me. The whole world is one only. Yes, madam. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for taking the session. We have few questions which we wanted to take it up.
Yeah.
One question. So I really liked your statement that you made at the end. The crux of the whole session: remain in silence and listen to yourself before you speak. These are very very important. And personally, I have learned this, and I'm surely going to practice this. We've got few questions while people have registered. One of them is, how in the day-to-day life, especially in the decision making, leaders should implement this inner auditing. If you would like to highlight something on that.
You mean to say what is the tools available for decision making?
Yes, decision making.
Yes. Silence. Before you make the decisions, remain in silence. Observe your thought patterns. Why? Because the thoughts, they play a very vital role. And how do the thoughts form? Where is the origin for the thought process? How do the thoughts take birth in your mind? That is happening due to a lot of chemical changes. Okay, so basically, one and only tool, madam, you take it from me, for great leaders, if they practice silence every day, you get 200% clarity will help you to take the right decisions, right perceptions, in-depth knowledge, in-depth wisdom. You will not be ruled by emotions. You will not become panic. When the mind is crystal clear like a water, you will take wonderful decisions. And when I say listen to yourself before you speak, it means total awareness, complete awareness. You are under control. Words will not slip out from the mouth. You are in the driver seat with the proper GPS. Direction is fantastic. Strategy is fantastic. You'll be a great leader in personal life and as well as in the business life.
Thank you, sir. One more question from our audience. The question is that what are those first early signs that actually indicates for a leader that they need to pause and do this inner audit for themselves?
When the thoughts are centering around yourself always, when you think इसमें मेरे को क्या मिलेगा, मेरे को क्या मिलेगा, इसमें मेरे को क्या है, मेरे लिए क्या है, the more and more you are centering yourself, you please be careful about yourself. That is the first step. The more and more you become self-centered, you become dangerous to yourself. Then comes others. When the thoughts centers around self, what is it for me? There is a time you must be, uh, you must be very careful. There is a time one has to introspect themselves, learn about themselves, learn about themselves. That is the most important process what the Vedic science always insisting. You have to learn about yourself. There are three kinds of people. Now, Patak Madam, what people say about Patak Madam? Patak Madam, what she's thinking about herself, second dimension. What is she actually? That is the third dimension. Nobody knows about it. Nobody knows about it. Even you don't know about it. Even you don't know about yourself. Am I correct, madam?
Yes, there is a portion which I might not be knowing about myself.
Yeah. There is a space within us, madam. There is a space within us. We don't know. We are yet to travel there.
Uh, One last question, sir, which I'll take it because we have 4 more minutes. This is more from the organizational point of view. The question that has come is that, organizations, they keep on doing the audit for the finances, process, performance. Is there any way that the organization can include this kind of inner auditing for the value system, for the people values? Because the way we are seeing how the organizations, there is a lot of stresses getting built up on the individual. So more from the organizational implementation point of view, this kind of inner auditing system, if you have any suggestion for this, if you would like to speak something on that.
Madam, you know Swaminarayan Mandir, Swaminarayan Trust, they say every sixth day they're opening a branch. 1,800 organizations they have. 1,800 organizations. One of the biggest charity organization in the world, like Mother Teresa. How it is happening? Why we are not able to run a small business with the 50 people? How come somewhere everything falls in place automatically? Trust, madam, trust. We'll have to believe the people, and people have to believe us. When the link breaks, everything will go wrong. When the boss, when the management instills trust on the employees by letter and spirit in action, employees will believe the management will believe the employees. Then there is a beautiful symphony, beautiful symphony. When you tell me the same thing with the husband and wife, where is the difference? Here two individual, there are two teams. Trust creates great things. So if you talk about in the organizational transformation, you give the trust, you get trust. This is what I feel, madam.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Sundaramji, for taking such a thought-provoking session. As I said, our viewers who have registered, they have asked this question, and we really appreciate them for watching us. And as a part of WIMA, also, as you rightly said, we are in the process of transforming for the manufacturing and the allied industry to have more inclusion of the gender inclusive workforce. One of the industry, this is one of the traditional industry, and still the women workforce represent only 12 to 16% of this sector. And that is where at WIMA we have taken this mission that we wanted to at least impact 10 lakhs women by 2030 to help them get into the sector, either through the skilling or through networking or employability, whether they are student, whether they are existing professional, whether they're women who are returning from their career break. We are here to support them. If any one of such professionals are here and they are listening to us, do connect with us. You can visit our website www.wima.co.in. You can register yourself as a member. You can be part of such skilling session, and not only the webinars, but we also have futuristic skilling sessions into the AI, into the women in manufacturing leadership, into ESG, into sustainability, into many other futuristic skills, which helps you get into this sector and we also work with a lot of organizations to create an employability focus for the diverse workforce. So thank you, Mr. Sundaram, again for taking this session. I hope our viewers would have, they would have. I was when I was listening, I was going through your thought-provoking question, and I was glued to listening to you, and that is. You took it so simply, and still it was on every slide, every point you made, it made a point, and I was thinking onto that. I was thinking, am I doing like this or am I not? So I hope our viewers would also have enjoyed. And not only this session will be available even after this live. They can always go and watch this session, and they can comment, and they can always connect with our team. Thank you again, sir, for for trusting and believing in us and taking up this session for our audience. Thank you again, everyone. We will
Thank
close
you.
this